Hello everyone, and welcome you all to another chapter of the social media video editing tutorial. So now here we'll be learning about the basics of Wondershare Filmora. Okay, so before starting on with the projects, I'll be showing you guys how you will be able to work here in this particular application. So let's not waste time and let's get started. So here, as you guys can see, now I'm here in the home page of the Wondershare Filmora application. Okay, so this is the page, how it looks like. Okay, so first of all, here on top, you guys can see this is the aspect ratio, like how do I want to what type of preset do I want? Do I want for an Instagram style? Do I want a portrait style? This is the standard one, business, cinema. And if you want a vertical one, here you guys can see you do have a vertical screen over here as well. Okay. So for now, I'll take the white screen, which is there by default. Okay. And basically from here, if you just click onto this particular option, from here you will be able to create new project. Okay, so we'll be understanding and learning about all of this instant mode to create your social media videos in our upcoming chapter. Okay, and from here, suppose you do have worked in any files, okay, and you have saved it in your system. So from here, basically you guys will be able to open those projects up, and after opening, you guys will be able to work on those files again in your Filmora application. Okay, and here under the local projects, you basically do have all the projects, so which are actually the projects which you have worked on before. Okay, like these are the recent projects which you have worked on. So from here, let's move on to the new project. Okay, so if I just click here onto the new project, it will just give me a new interface. Okay, and where we will basically be working. Okay, so here, as you guys can see, this is the workspace and this is the place where we are going to basically work. Okay, so let's start here from top. Okay, so here you do have the menu bar. So on the menu bar, you do have a lot of options. Suppose if you want to create a new project again. Okay, so from here you will be able to create another new project. Okay, if you want to open from recent, you'll be able to do that. And suppose you do have any video which you want to import here, so basically you will be able to import media from here. Okay, if you want to import a single file, you will be able to import a single file from here. If you want to import a media folder which consists of many media, suppose if you do have videos, audios, as well as images, you will be able to import a total folder from here as well. Okay, so from here you guys can see if you want to import directly from a computer or phone, if you want to import with instant cutter tool. Okay, we'll be learning about this in our upcoming project. Okay, and suppose you want to record any media directly and you want to import it from here. Okay, you guys will be able to record from webcam as well. Okay, and once you're done here, you can also come here into the file option and you will be able to save the project. Okay, and there are project settings you guys can check here. Under the project setting here, you guys can see the aspect ratio of the screen in which you're talking, which you are using right now. And also you guys will be able to check the resolution, like what kind of resolution you're using. Right now I'm using 1920 into 1080. Okay, which is the full HD. And here you guys can see the frame rate is 25 fps, which means 25 frames per second. Okay, so basically this one is saved by default right now, so I will just cancel this one. And after that, here you guys can see, from here you guys will be able to check different kind of keyboard shortcuts. Okay, so you'll be able to do that. And under edit option here, you guys can see once I do have my video. So for that, let me just come here and import any media which I do have here in my system. Okay, so I have shown you from file how you will be able to import a media, but there is another way. If you just click here onto this media panel. Okay, so here you guys can see now I do have a lot of videos. Let's come here onto my resource file. So let's come down, and here you guys can see I do have a lot of videos through which you guys will be able to work. So let's take this one right over here and let's click on this particular icon. Okay, so here into my media pool, here you guys can see now I do have this particular media over here. Okay, and if you want to import media again, you guys can come here, click onto this option, and you will get redirected to this page again. Okay, suppose I want to import this media as well, and here you guys can see now I do have both of this media here as well. Suppose you want to see like what this media is all about, like how it actually looks. Okay, so if you just hover your mouse over that video, you guys will be able to see a small preview of the whole video which you do have onto your screen. Okay, so this was about the menu bar. Okay, so here you do have a lot of tools. If you want to undo any action, you guys will be able to do that. And if you want to bring it here onto the timeline, you guys will be able to bring it to the timeline here as well. And suppose you want to see a preview. Okay, suppose you want to see a preview of the audio, so here you guys can see now the audio is being played over here for the preview. But till now, what I did do is I did come here and I did put here it in my tablet. Okay, so this is the media panel, and here on top they do have 7 things. Okay, so this is media, so from where you will be able to import different medias. Okay, so there are different adjustment layer. If you want to put some adjustment layer, you guys will be able to put some adjustment layer here as well. And this is the compound clip. If you want to save any, you guys will be able to save like all of your medias which you work on particularly will be saved right over here. Okay, and after this comes the stock media. Okay, so under stock media you do have different audios, different videos. Okay, so these are different audio and video. You guys can also search media accordingly like the way you want. And here you guys can also see there are different kinds of themes of video which you guys can work on. Okay, suppose if you want to take anything regarding love, so here you guys can see there are few of the videos which is regarding the love option. Okay, and in any video or in any audio, wherever you do see that you do have this particular diamond icon here on top, you guys can see you do have a diamond icon. That means that that is the paid version of Wondershare Filmora. Okay, so if you're using the paid version, then you will be able to use it into your video, and it will be totally free for you to use. Okay, and if not, you guys can use the one from here, and you guys can search for the free ones from here as well. Okay, and here you guys can see how you want to view it. Do you want it to view in large thumbnail or in small thumbnail? Now it's this one is in medium thumbnail view. Okay, so I'll just let it keep it that way. And after that, here also you do have different stock audio musics. Okay, so basically if you want to download different musics, here you guys can see these ones are trending. And also they do have a lot of options, like if you want something in hip hop or something in rock, and if you want something regarding sports and workout, you guys will have those things here accordingly. And from here you guys can just click onto this download option, and it will be downloaded into your media panel. Okay, so this was about the audio option as well. And there are different presets about titles. Okay, so here you guys can see there are different options, and here you guys can see they do have the option for plain text or 3D titles. If you want it for lower thirds, here you guys will be able to have it for lower thirds here as well. Okay, so this was about that. And now let's come to the transition option. Okay, so here you guys will be able to use different kind of transitions inside your video. Like in between, you guys will be able to put different kind of transitions from here as well. Okay, and this is about effects. Okay, so if you want to use different kind of effects, you will be able to add different effects from here, this particular option. Okay, so here you guys can see these are the trending ones. But if you just come here a bit down, you guys will be able to see a lot of it, like glitch effect, okay, weak signal effect, and retro film overlay. You guys will be able to use all of these video and audio effects onto your video to make it look more interesting. Okay, so after that, here comes the stickers. You guys will be able to add different kind of stickers for your video. Suppose if you do have a YouTube account and you're making that video for your YouTube, then you will, guys will be able to add the subscribe option anywhere onto your video file. Okay, and here are different kind of templates which you will be able to use on your video as well, and will be able to edit afterwards. Okay, so this is the preview panel. Okay, so from here basically you will be able to view both of the things. So suppose for the starting part, okay, if I do want to see a preview, I can just double click right over here and I'll be able to see the preview from here as well. Okay, and other option is like, if once you have imported your media, suppose if I have just imported my media here on my timeline. Okay, so let me just give you an explanation of the timeline right over here. Okay, so the timeline is the main place. If you're familiar with any other video editing software, then you must be also familiar with what timeline is. Okay, so there is no video editing software where you don't have any timeline, because timeline is the main place where the actual work takes place. So what I'll do is I will just import this video here onto my timeline, and once I have imported, they're giving me a warning sign and they're telling me that the resolution or frame rate of this media does not match the settings of this project. Do you want to change the project settings to match this media? So what you can do is, if you want to match it, you guys can directly click over here, and if you want to keep the project settings which is already there, okay, you guys can just click on this one and keep the project settings as it is. But I will just match this media right over here. Okay, and here you guys can see now I have imported this particular media right over here. So here, once you have done importing, here you guys can see this is the panel, that the video panel. And suppose what you want to do is you want to add more panels. Suppose you do have 2 or 3 videos more which you want to stack it up on top of this, then you guys can come here onto this particular option which is manage track. And what you can do is you guys can come here, click on add video track option. Okay, and your video track will be added. And here they will also be showing you how many you want. Okay, so what you can do is you can come here. If you want to delete the track again, what you can do is you can come here, select this, go to this option and just delete selected track. Okay, so that is how you guys will be able to select track as well. Okay, and here you guys can see, suppose if I come here and this is the playhead, so using the playhead I can just give a cut. Okay, so let's come here, let's give this a cut right over here. Now I will just select this one, and what I'll do is I will just delete it. And here you guys can see there is no gap in between right now the place where I have just given a cut, all because I do have this option on. Okay, I do have my auto ripple on right over here. And suppose if you want to undo any of your action, you guys can click here onto the undo option. So these are few of the tools which I do have here in my toolbar. You guys will be able to use it. And here you guys can see you guys will be able to give a cut using this as well. And from here also you guys will be able to give a split from here as well. So Control Z, I will just go back again. Okay, here is the redo option. Suppose if you want to redo any action, you guys will be able to redo your any action from here as well. Okay, so this is the selection tool. And if you want a quick split, suppose you would just want to split it quickly, you guys can come here, select the quick split option, and you guys will be able to give a cut accordingly from here. Okay, so you guys will be able to use the quick split option from here. Now again, I'll come here and I'll just select the selection tool, and from here you guys can see now here on my toolbar I will be able to drag and drop all the tools which I do need over here. Okay, so if you do want to do keyframing and stuff, you guys can add those here in your timeline as well. Okay, so these are few of the options which you can basically use. So I'll just save it for now right over here. Okay, and this is the quick text. If you want to write any text onto your video, here you will be able to add text. And if you want to add some 3D text, you will be able to add some 3D text from here as well. Okay, so now this was all about that. And here you guys can see, and here this is the Filmora Copilot, and this one is the render preview. Like once you are done editing your video, you guys can just click onto this option, then it will just render the preview and it will show you this accordingly. Okay, so here you guys, if you want to add any marker, you guys will be able to add. If you want to give a voiceover, here you guys will be able to give a voiceover over your video as well. Okay, and suppose here if you want to disable the timeline snap, you guys will be able to disable the timeline snap as well. And here basically manually you guys will be able to zoom in and zoom out from here. Suppose you want to just zoom to fit timeline the whole frame, then you can just click over here in this option, and here you guys can see this whole video right over here is just zoomed to the whole timeline which is available here. Okay, and this is the audio meter. Once you have any audio from here, you will be able to see how this audio looks like. Okay, so you guys come here on top again, and from here, from the preview window, suppose if you do want to decrease the pressure on your system, in that case you guys come here, go to the player option, and you guys will be able to decrease the quality of the preview from your panel over here. Okay, so let me just make one thing clear. If you just decrease the player quality over here, that would decrease the quality of the final outcome which you do have here onto your system. Okay, so make sure of that and don't get confused over here. Okay, and here you guys can see this is the mark in point and this is the out point over here if you want to use it. And here are the settings option. Okay, so here you guys can see if you want to see the safe zones, you guys will be able to see the safe zones over here. So this one is basically used once you are planning to put any lower third or any title. So this one is basically for alignment. Okay, if you just want to off it back again, you guys will be able to off it back again from here as well. So now this one is again gone. Okay, so now here you guys can actually see the video scopes and all. Okay, if you want to see in the waveform, you guys will be able to see it here. You guys can see now I do have all of these options available right here as well. So I'll just again decrease this one. I will just go back again. Okay, so there is the volume option. If you want to increase the volume, you guys will be able to increase the volume and decrease it accordingly. And from here, basically, if you want to take a screenshot or a snapshot of the frame for your thumbnail, then you guys will be able to take a snapshot according to yourself if you want to use it for your thumbnail as well. Okay, so this was about the toolbar, and this one is about the timeline. Okay, so here if you want to mute it, you guys will be able to mute it. If you want to lock it, so suppose if I just lock it, now I would be able to change its positioning or make any change right over here. Here you guys can see now I would be able to give this a cut as well. Okay, as you guys can see, if I'm able to, if I'm trying to give a cut here using my playhead, okay, I am not able to give it right over here. Okay, and suppose if I want to just come here and if I want to hide track, okay, so here I can just click onto this eye icon option and I will be able to hide this track from here accordingly. Okay, so now let me just unlock the track again, and here this one is unlocked again. And now let's come here, and suppose if I just select this particular part, here you guys can see this is the properties panel. Okay, so from here you will be able to scale this thing down, scale this thing up, position it accordingly. If you want to give this thing a rotation, you will be able to do that. And from here you guys will be able to flip it in different ways. If you want to flip it kind of like horizontally or vertically, you guys will be able to do it from here as well. Okay, so here you guys can see there are different blending modes which you can also use. And also if you just click onto the background option, here you guys can see you do have the background option here as well. Okay, so I will just close this down. If you want any drop shadows, you will be able to do that. And under the video option as well, I do have the masking. If you want to mask any part of your video, there are different AI tools. If you want to do any animation and stuff, you guys will be able to do it from here. Okay, if you want to work on with the color mode, come to the color option here onto your video, and there are different color modes which you guys can use right over here. You can maintain the color using color wheels, curves, and also some basic coloring techniques. Okay, and here you will be able to speed up your video if you want to speed ramp your video, you guys will be able to speed ramp your video. If you want to slow down your video, you guys will be able to slow down your video as well. Okay, so here you guys can see speed ramping option right over here. And here, this is the uniform speed. If you just decrease it here, now you guys can see the duration of the thing is increasing. And now again, I will just go back again, Control Z, and here it is back again at its normal speed. And if you want your video to be played on a reverse mode, here from here you guys will be able to play your video from a reverse mode as well. Okay, so basically from here, if you want to come here, and from here if you want to directly save your file, once you're done, just click here onto this particular icon and it will be saved. The project basically will be saved. Okay, and here you guys can see there are different layout modes in which you would like to work on. If it's for a short video, they will just give you a different interface kind of like this. And suppose here this one is a classic video, or if you want to look more onto the timeline, here you guys can see this is for the timeline right over here. Okay, so this is how you guys will be able to work. So let me just again go to the default page right over here. Okay, so I'm back here at the default page here again. Okay, so if you want to any customer support, okay, so this is the support center from here, and this is the toolbox. Okay, so from here you will be able to get to many keyboard shortcuts and math center and stuff. Okay, and once you're done working here, you guys can go to the export option. And from here, from the export option, what you can do is you can just export selected clips. Otherwise, if you want to directly upload it to YouTube channel, TikTok, or into your Vimeo account, you guys will be able to do it from here as well. Suppose now I will come here onto the export option, and here you guys can see this is the export part, from where you guys will be able to check each and everything out, and will also be able to edit down the thumbnail which you're going to use. Okay, suppose if you want to save it down into your system, here you guys can actually save the location into your system, and you will be able to work on accordingly. Okay, so this was the basic about this particular application known as the Filmora, which is a software by the Wondershare. Okay, so hope to see you all in the next chapter. Till then, take care and goodbye, everyone.